How's it going, everybody? Jason McNeil, Cup of Joe Canada. Today we're going to talk about masks. I want to talk about masks because, well, frankly, I hate it. I hate the whole thing, guys. All right, but I'm certain they work, right? To a degree. They're not, they're not 100% effective, obviously, but it does something. It prevents some spread. Right? I believe this is the case. So here's the deal. In the very beginning, the first thing I heard was from the TDSB. They sent home a letter for the kids, for the parents, saying, don't send your kids with masks. And I laughed and I said that's ridiculous, because for me, I'm thinking liability purposes, right? If you're not sure, why would you say don't? And then if my kid gets sick, I can say, you told me not to send them with the mask. It seemed really dumb. But most people seem to be on board with TDSB and with what public health was saying. Masks are ineffective, don't wear them. You don't need them. Now, the reason they were saying that is because there was a need to maintain actual medical masks and N95 masks and such, maintain that stockpile and even grow it, because there was going to be, there was worried of a shortage among health professionals. So that should be your first tip when you're like, oh, this is just nonsense. At no point has anyone ever said doctors and nurses shouldn't wear masks, right? They should wear masks. So we know that, some masks are obviously more effective than others. Medical masks and those masks, they wanted to maintain that supply. That's why they were saying don't bother. Second reason they were saying don't bother is because I think realistically the government, like me, would rather everyone doesn't cover their face. I think, right? So if that's the case, they were saying, look, we don't want you just throwing bandanas because those things are not effective. They're not medical masks. My next question for the government would be then, why aren't you producing and supplying medical masks, right? Because as we know, the homemade masks, they do something, but they're not as effective as the medical masks. So now we fast forward, and there's a big debate about mandate the masks, don't mandate the masks. I have to be honest, my take is you suggest and you give them the science behind it. You tell them why you think it works. I don't like mandating. Going into stores and things like that, I'm almost shocked how much pushback there is. Like, if I'm going into someone's store, I'll put on the mask. And again, I hate the masks, but I do comply with whatever the regulations are in the area, because, what am I going to do? It's fine. When I get home or whatever, I haven't been that restrained, I haven't found. But when I go into a store or something like that, yeah, if they want a mask, I'll put on a mask. If I didn't want to, I just wouldn't shop at that store, right? That would be that. So in that instance, I'm surprised there's so many people that push back and try to fight and say, no, I have to wear the mask in the store. But I kind of get it, because, if one store can say you can't shop without the mask, eventually all the stores, and then what are you going to do? You feel like your freedom has been taken away because you can't go shopping. But that brings me to my next point, okay? Because this is what really gets to me about the whole mandate push and everything else. Even if we get comfortable enough, and for the most part, again, most people wear the masks. America complies more than Canada, apparently, but most people do wear the masks, right? It's just like 20-30% that don't want to wear it. They're very loud. We give them a microphone and we let them talk. But when they die out and they stop saying that and they buy into the masks, at what point are we going to be safe to not wear masks again? And I mean that with all seriousness, right? Because I don't think COVID-19 is going anywhere. I don't think it's going away. I don't think we're going to get a vaccine that's like 100% effective and is going to stop it. So that's going to be here regardless, and our breath apparently is toxic and it kills people, so we have to wear masks. And on top of that, there's no reason to believe that there's not going to be another one, another pandemic of some kind, another disease, another thing that comes out, maybe more lethal, more toxic. So realistically, with all this hype, when are we going to have a population of people that can be in a crowd without masks and feel comfortable again? And that, it makes me, I don't like it. Again, I'll do it if everyone wants to be safe. I'm not trying to be the rebel, and I don't really care. I'll put on the mask and that's it. But yeah, it seems so I don't like it. That's all. I don't like it. I don't like people covering their faces. I don't like having to cover my face. I don't like the wearing the mask. The other thing that bothered me from the beginning was the early push to say, okay, it's not for you, it's for other people, right? PPE is personal protective equipment, right? So it's for me. If you want me to wear it, tell me why it's going to protect me and explain, and then I wear it. As soon as you start saying, no, wear it for other people, you're selling it now, right? You're selling masks. You're saying, okay, wear the mask for that guy. If you have compassion, if you have, then you should want to wear the mask. And then we get the fashion designers and the corporations. Okay, now we're going to have Raptors masks. We're going to, you know what I mean? It becomes just, you're selling another product now. It's a mask. It's a mask. And maybe we'll have them forever. That's a terrible thought to me. I don't know, I have more thoughts on it, but I think I'm done for now. You guys, please feel free to leave comments. Let me know how you feel about masks, how you feel about mandating masks, and yeah, anything else, COVID related. Just leave a comment, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and please, by all means, share the video. This is Jason McNeil, Couple Joe Canada.